I'm excited. Oh, is it a cat? Did I just kick? No, I kicked Shoes. Okay, did not kick my cat. She's not in this room. That's right. I was like, what?
You've been busy.
What if they just show the trailer and then cut the stream?
When you slew the Undying Mind, you changed the course of history. Now the
My
final
DoorDash never
broken
arrived,
murder
and I've been hungry ever
crafted
since.
By the Legion. They intend to write a new history, a new ending to the
Gross
Red
face.
War. If you're willing to help, you'll need to walk the corridors
That
of
cut is
time.
so good. With the walk forward,
And you'll need my Sundial to do it. I built it so that an ally of mine could cheat death. I failed to help him, and his death remains my greatest regret.
that punch is so good.
They call me the greatest Titan who ever lived. You fight like a caged animal. Triple down. Why, your light is savage. What? Seven column.
Bring the sky down upon them.
I'm so ready. Also, that Scout's definitely an energy weapon because they were using Perfect Paradox, which is a kinetic.
Hello and welcome to a Bungie live stream. We are here to take a look at Season of Dawn.
Hi, Dad.
I'm Deej. I'll be your host, and I'm joined on set by two developers who have led our development team in the creation of this new story that we'll be telling.
Man, that is a
And
strong
how are
shirt that John is wearing.
Rachel and Jonathan, do me a favor, introduce yourself to our community by talking a little bit about what you do at Bungie and what was your unique and personal contribution to Season of Dawn.
I'm a producer on Vanguard Omega. I helped lead all the different disciplines and create this really cool experience for the community.
And I was the narrative lead on the season. I collaborated with design and art to help bring you guys the story of Saint 14's big return.
Very colorful today.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for noticing. It's a lion, and it is meant to remind me that a lion doesn't try to be fierce. It just is, just like Saint 14.
That wasn't
That's
rehearsed
not
at
a
all.
joke.
No, and it wasn't. It wasn't rehearsed either. It was very extemporaneous.
Meanwhile, Deej is
regarding
like,
Saint
"You said you
14,
wouldn't do that. You
the past
I
24
begged you
hours
not
have
to do
seen
that."
A great deal of Saint 14 hype, I guess we would have to say.
Yes.
And as developers, as
I
creators,
love John.
What has been your own personal response to their reaction to the Season of Dawn reveal trailer?
I spent most of the night watching all of the reactions to the trailers. It was probably my favorite part of the evening with my fiance. We just sat there and watched as people tried to speculate what was going to be happening through the season. Professor Bromian was probably my favorite reaction so far.
Yes.
It
Yes.
was a lot of cursing.
It was a little bit of cursing, a little bit of curse words, but that enthusiasm, those real-time reactions, those visceral
That
reactions
name
to the
drop.
things that we work so hard on. I mean, is that not the best moment as a developer? Is when you create something, to see someone respond to it, to see someone experience it for the first time. That's why we do it, right?
Absolutely, and I totally get the fan experience. I was a fan during Vanilla Destiny 1 when I was just a player. I was a fan of Saint 14's character back when he was just a grimoire story and a helm. It's been an honor and a privilege to help bring a deep lore character like Saint 14 to the forefront of the player experience in Destiny. It's too bad he's dead right now, and the players are going to have to pull a miracle out of their butts to save him. But they've done it before, so maybe they can do it again.
Maybe. If anyone can, our community can. As somebody who has taken that deep lore character and given them new life, talk to me about how you relate personally to the character of Saint 14.
So Saint is probably the most lawful good character that we've ever created. He loves pigeons. He loves pigeons so much that he's named his ship after them. He's very large.
It's going to
he's
highlight.
Very wholesome. And sometimes that gets him into trouble, like the time that he died.
Just highlighting
Quite
another
literally
similarity.
a saint in that case.
Absolutely.
A virtuous character,
Anyways.
the sacrifice.
He's in trouble right now, guys. He needs your help.
Okay, so that help will be on the way on December 10th when Season of
Absolutely.
Dawn begins, less than a week
I too
away
like
now.
pigeons.
So there's a lot of anticipation, there's a lot of excitement. Rachel, give us a sense, we start with an idea. We decide on a story that we want to tell. As a producer, sort of bringing all these disciplines together into one creative process, how did everybody sort of share that inspiration and that motivation in doing all of the work that made this possible?
I mean, it really wasn't hard to bring people together in this case. John and all the writers on the seasonal team have really inspired a lot of the team and how we actually go about building the season. Though that passion is super inspiring.
Nico, Christine, and Paul, you
Yeah.
guys were amazing.
They were all really amazing, and he helped really inspire how we built the season and influenced what the actual season was. People brainstormed together. We built the season as a team, collaboratively, just like we built everything in Destiny together. It was definitely a really cool collaboration and cooperation for everybody.
I want to share a piece of art that I think a lot of people.
What
on
is
the
that
team
shirt
have a lot
he's
of heart
wearing?
For.
It's like a Gambit
And
shirt that I don't recognize.
This piece of art really encapsulates the mood that we've created with Season of Dawn. This is the idea.
I don't think I've seen that
we've
before.
all come together to embrace. And Jonathan, what can you
He
tell
likes
us about
tea!
the themes and the ideas that are captured in this beautiful piece of artwork? And programming note: we will release this on social media imminently, so that if you would like to make this your wallpaper or what have you, you don't need to go screenshotting right now. You only need to go and consult our Twitter channels. But talk to us from a creative standpoint as to what this speaks to you about.
For sure. So besides being an awesome piece of art, all of that gear that you saw there belonged to Saint 14.
And it's just got posted.
The piece, though, is not about the gear itself. The piece, to me, is about Saint's absence, and perhaps even how Osiris feels about Saint's absence. The helm that you saw there is iconic. It's been with us since the very first version of Destiny, and it's synonymous with Saint as a character. The shotgun is it's called the Perfect Paradox. It is Saint's signature weapon.
That
It
looks
was
more
forged
rusted in
by
that
our
picture, too.
players way back in the Curse of Osiris expansion. And I wrote the lore tab for that weapon that happened to insinuate that players would perhaps one day be able to bring that weapon back to Saint 14. There's a huge problem right now, though, because he's dead. He's still dead, and we're gonna have to solve that before we can give Saint back his weapon. The ribbons that you saw there as well, Saint brought those with him everywhere. There's more to their story than just armor ornamentation, though, and we'll get more into that as our story progresses.
Wonderful. New mysteries to discover, new challenges to overcome, new miracles to pull out of. We don't need
Like
to
everyone
revisit that
posted that
long
picture
thing.
again
Thank you
after
so much
Bungie
for the
already
work that you've
posted
done
the
to
better
create
version of the
this
art.
Moment of excitement for our community. People are really looking forward to embarking on this new journey, and that happens on Tuesday.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Yeah. So
End of
telling a
stream.
new story with Season of
nope.
Dawn is just one of the things that we're doing. Let's take a look at everything else that we have planned for the months and weeks to come.
All right,
as
well.
is customary and typical, we like to release a calendar of all of the events. If you are screenshotting, if you are squinting to read the fine print, this is also going out on social media.
Too late!
Many different reasons to engage
Beat
with
you!
Destiny, many different awesome things to add to your collection, special events to recognize the season, exotic weapons
Tom
that you can go on a
Oblivion's
quest to earn,
Triune.
Crimson Days,
So Devil's
celebrating,
Ruin as an exotic.
the
Bastion.
love between members of our community, etc., and so on. So, with
So it looks
that,
like there's
please
just
do
different
consult our
bosses
social
for
media
the
channels.
Sundial and
look
all
at
the
this,
different
we have two more
Scion
developers
flares.
in our hot seats. Robbie, Tomo, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, it's great to be here. Thanks
We're going to have a conversation now about how the beginning of one season on the tail end of the end of another really will have an opportunity to change the game.
Where's the
Before we
Empyrean
jump into that
Foundation?
conversation, give our audience an idea as to, for yourselves, what you do at Bungie and what was your unique fingerprint on Season of Dawn.
So I'm a creative lead at Bungie, which means I'm the one who is kind of the vision holder for the seasons we're working on. And I basically work with the team in a collaborative manner to collect the best ideas and work on those ideas with everyone to bring them to life in the game.
Cool.
Yeah.
And Tomo.
Yeah, I'm the combat air lead. Here
Yeah,
at
that's
Bungie. Part of the
that's
systems
Tomo's
team,
wife.
so
That's
something that
Watts's
we,
husband.
Like one of our
And
mandates
yeah,
is to make sure
dude's
that
got
we're continuously
awesome
updating the
kicks.
game, keeping it fresh, keeping
Collects 'em.
engaging for players, and so definitely trying to do that again with Season of Dawn.
Yeah, creating the action.
Yep.
In that moment when we finally get to play, we can feel
Yeah, he's a
your work.
sneakerhead.
All right, that's wonderful. Robbie,
I played with Robbie. We played him
Season
with
of
at
the
the
Undying
Gambit
is coming to an
Invitational,
end.
if you
Season
remember,
of Dawn
many years ago.
begins. This is going to be a different feel for our community than it was last year when we went from one season to the next. Can you give me a sense of how our goals are changing there? I know that we may have seen you or Luke Smith previously in Bungie Media talking about the fact that we're trying to build something that lives, right? So
Yeah.
talk to me about how the beginning of this season
I don't think
really is a
SRL's coming
realization of
back
those
just
goals.
because people
So
they're showing
something
sparrows in
we're really
art
trying
chat.
to do is
I think that's a bit
take
reaching.
take the triumphs, take the victories, and maybe even sometimes
I
the
could be wrong,
failures,
but that seems like that's
that you
reaching to me.
experience as a player when you're in these seasons, and have them directly connect and evolve in the stories that we're telling moving forward. And so, basically the community is actively stopping the Undying Mind right now and stopping the Vex threat from the Black Garden. And during this time, Osiris is in the Infinite Forest, and he sees this timeline that the Guardians are on, and he sees Calamity. And so that's why he's leaving the Infinite Forest. And so basically your actions as a player are directly propelling us into the next season. And if you think about how we used to build our campaigns, right? Like that would be an experience that you would play once at the beginning of the year. It would be finite and it would end quickly. And really what we're trying to do is kind of take that experience of the world changing, of the world evolving, of your actions having meaningful impact. It's something that you experience throughout the year and not just, at the burst. Whenever a big expansion comes out.
And I think if we look back at Season of the Forge, Season of the Drifter,
I think I agree
Opulence,
with that
there were these
mentality.
self-contained,
It
very
just- it
specific
feels like there's
experiences that didn't
like-
relate to each other all that much. But
It still feels a bit
now
on rails,
there's
but
this
I'm still
through
happy
line,
it's
there's this
evolving. But I don't
persistent
personally feel like
narrative,
I'm
and as you do
contributing,
these awesome
if that
things
makes
in
sense.
Destiny, as you conquer your foes, you leave
A lasting impact.
a lasting impact, and you impact the way the story gets told and the way the story evolves.
And so I think something also interesting that we get to do is we actually actively get to see how people are actually reacting to the stories that they're experiencing
So
as
yeah,
well.
I'm very happy that the story is
as
moving
we're
forward.
developing
Like, don't get me
future
wrong,
seasons as well, we're
but I don't
thinking
buy
about
into
that,
the whole.
thinking about
I
the
don't
things
feel
that,
like
they
my
like
personal
and they
actions
dislike
are
as
moving the
well,
story
which is-
forward.
Which is different.
I
which is
feel like the
different than what
story
we've
would
been
move on
able to
without
in the
me.
past, in some ways.
But that
So-
In
isn't
any
the
moment
worst
of
thing.
gameplay
But I
or
don't
discovery,
currently
you're
feel
putting the
like
pieces
super
on the board
engaged with
that you
my
can
player
pay off later.
and the
Yes,
story.
and I mean it's something
Yet.
like John was mentioning before that we
At
had something in deep lore, right, from years ago, and I think what we're seeing now is a game where we can actually players can actually initiate things happening, and we actually get to react to them faster. There's going to be a lot less of the like, oh, there's something in lore that we never talk about, and it's going to be a lot more of like, okay, we say something at one point in the season, and we really want to try to react to it within a shorter time period, really.
I would love that.
Well, we've had a lot
Continue
of talk so
to do
far
that.
about ideas and feelings and goals and ideas. Let's actually take a look at the game, Tomo. Show us how
Hell
we can
yeah.
configure a hunter for ideal combat conditions in Season of Dawn. This may be what your character looks like on Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, first off, I look freaking awesome. I'm a hunter. That's
course
step
you do.
one, of course.
Yes.
But also, like Robbie said, like even through our combat and like the action game, we want it to feel
So
like you're
the
evolving. Your
lantern looks
guardian,
like?
your setup, your monster killing machine. That is
Holy
evolving season
shit,
over
that
season.
man has
One
spent
of the
so
ways
much
we're doing
money
that, of
on
course,
silver.
As some of you might have read on our weekly updates, we have a solar subclass update.
Yeah, I was
coming,
noticing it wasn't lit up yet.
with Season of Dawn. But on top of that, season over season, we're injecting new ways to play when it comes to like the artifact, changing up the mods there. So I'll dive in there real quickly. As you can see, last season it was the Gate Lord's Eye. This season it's called the Lantern of Osiris. Osiris and Saint 14 are our two main storylines, and so this is part of a storyline that will evolve over the course of this season, and you'll understand like where this kind of falls into place. We've also changed up a little bit of the artifact in the way like we have our mods laid out. As you can notice, we have in our first column here now, we have our
So
champion
anti-barrier,
mods.
unstoppable.
Because the artifact resets at the end of the season.
So all that
gonna
stuff's
get a new
coming
one.
back.
We want to make sure that this is something that you can reacquire pretty early on. These are going to be for different weapon archetypes from what you're used to in the past. And these will help you overcome, and you'll see here shortly, like the champions that we have for the Cabal.
This is your perfect weapon for the new combat conditions. As you go into the Sundial, which we will be playing in a matter of moments, this is going to really play into how you can perfectly configure your character to confront those new challenges.
Exactly.
You know?
And this upcoming season, we're focusing more on the long-range combat, precision shooting, and I'm sure Guardians have noticed that last season it was focused more heavily on Arc and Void. This upcoming season, because we did the Solar subclass update as well, we're going to be focusing heavily on Solar and Void as our secondary element.
Okay.
So here's a couple that I've selected for myself. I personally really enjoy pulse rifles.
So
and scout rifles
unstoppable
and stuff like
bow,
that. So
pulse,
I've grabbed a couple of those,
scout.
as well as the
then
second column
disruption
here,
auto?
Our Guardians probably remember from this past season, all of them were reloader mods. We've actually
Enhanced
mixed it up so now you can also
unflinching
get
rifle.
for certain weapon
That
archetypes,
includes
as
snipers
well as,
too.
enhanced
Fuck.
targeting. And then we've also added a couple new mods that players haven't seen yet.
I like how those are front-loaded.
My personal favorite that I'm looking forward to using is this one called Guardian Angel. This allows you to get a chance of a healing orb to drop if you get a precision kill. And yeah, you have to use one of the precision weapons that is in meta for this season.
All right. That's
right.
fucking awesome.
And then let's take a look at configuring your character. Armor 2.0 was something that people delved into for the first time at the beginning of last season, and I understand it's evolving in this season.
It is. So the rewards team did an awesome job of giving us Armor 2.0, but Armor 2.0 by itself isn't the end of it. Like they're continuing to enhance the experience. And something that you might notice is any piece of gear that you acquired during Season of Dawn now has a different symbol in their fourth mod slot here. Instead of having
To promote the new use, that makes sense,
symbol
yeah.
for signifying the last season, we now have a new symbol for Season of Dawn. And over the course of the season, through various activities within the season, you'll be able to acquire new mods that you haven't seen before. And these mods now have like a new mechanic that is called Charge with Light.
Powered finish?
And when you're charged with light, you actually get these benefits. So there's certain mods that allow you to get charges of light, and then there's certain mods that allow you to consume charge of light. And this becomes like this new gameplay engine that actually works throughout the entirety of Destiny now. It isn't just for the Nightmare hunts
Interesting.
or just for the raid. So we're pretty excited for that.
Fantastic. All right, what else you got for us? What else is new?
All right. Since I'm a hunter and I want to look cool, finishers is also a great way to look cool.
Yes.
So I'm going to go down to the finisher blade, and players might notice here that now you don't have just a single finisher icon here, so signifying that that is what you have equipped. Instead, now we have a new multi-equip feature. On systems, we want to continue to evolve our features and continue to make the experience better for our players. And so what
So it's
multi-equip
an
does is more or
entirely
less like a
new
playlist
combat
for your
loop.
finishers.
Also,
You can
nice, random
have up to
finisher.
9 in your bucket here.
Hell
and then
yeah.
you can actually just do like a right thumbstick click, and then you can favorite them, and you see that little star next to that where it says legendary.
That's
And
awesome.
then that allows you to.
I
actually
kinda
then
hope they do
have
the same
those
thing with
randomly be
emotes.
selected when you're doing finishers in the game.
I'd love to have that
You want to preview
too.
one of your favorites for us?
Yeah,
One or two
well,
of your favorites?
I'm definitely gonna say since Saint 14's coming back, everyone's gonna love this one.
Oh my god, that
You
headbutt
gotta
is
get
so
that
good.
head bash.
And how can we earn that one?
This one I believe is on the season's pass.
Rank 10, baby.
Yeah, as long as you get the season's pass and you're playing the game, then you'll be able to earn this fairly quickly.
Wonderful.
And then you'll also have other ones that are going to be in the Eververse store. My personal favorite is this one here.
Wait, what is that one? Hold on, do it again.
All right, so it's easy to do this.
Are you,
to
did you just shoot like an energy
sweeper
beam like
tackle
your Iron
damage,
Man?
But, why don't you give us a taste of how this stuff actually looks in the wild?
Give me a
Definitely.
taste.
So,
And for that, we
we're on
take
Mercury
you live
here.
to Mercury, and
It's a sparrow.
It is.
Sparrow's on Mercury. Let's see your parkour skills. Can you stick the landing? Can you stick the landing?
I like how I came back to
Nailed
that.
it.
Oh boy,
Beautiful.
nice
Stuck
kick.
that landing too. Where are you going? Where are you going?
Oh, I killed
You're far too
I'm
lethal.
too good.
Just too good for our own good. All right, seeking targets. You'll do.
Shoot him in the kneecap.
You're kneecapping that guy.
Oh, there's the headbutt.
Beautiful. Come on. Well, this isn't your
okay, you
dance. You want some of this?
Yeah,
you
he
can have
does.
some. Wonderful.
Embarrassing.
All
It was
right.
the same
That all
one.
looks great. So
Nice
changes
randomization,
afoot.
Bungie.
New stories.
Unplayable.
New artifact, new combat meta. Obviously, when we're telling a new story and we have new media out there, we love
Literally
to watch their
unplayable.
reactions. But when we
Wait,
change the
that is a
way
special
they
weapon?
fight, there's obviously reactions there as well.
Yeah, so I think we've
What
talked a
is
lot about
that?
combat. We've talked a lot about Mercury, and you guys are going to see the Sundial soon.
The sniper?
I think something to think about
Fusion?
and understand for the season is that there's going to be a lot more than just Mercury, than just the combat.
Yeah, it
right?
looked
You're
like a
gonna
pulse
be active
rifle or like a
throughout the
scout,
solar
but
system.
it's a
Go to
special
Tangled
weapon.
Shore, go to destinations that you haven't been
So
to
I
in a
guess
while
it's that- it's
to basically
probably-
help stop
I
the
doubt it's a
cabal
shotgun.
threat, that's appeared in the system. And as you guys are actively playing the season and you're reacting to it, we're going to be listening.
I
We're
would
gonna be
say a
watching,
legendary
and we're gonna
trace rifle would
thinking
be
of how we
pretty
can
fucking
integrate the
great,
things that
but-
you care about, you like or dislike into our future season development, and it's something that we think about a lot and we try to pay attention to a lot. So, yeah.
New PvP maps.
Yep,
Bringing
we got
back-
Rusted Lands coming back.
Rusted
yeah.
Lands is coming back.
Yep.
So for every type of player of Destiny, you're already. Yes.
I'm ready.
Yeah, and Rusted Lands is certainly near and dear
talking
to our
over
hearts
them?
because
It's kind
that's
of the
really where the
point.
Destiny sandbox was born. A lot of our
Kinda
earliest
why I'm here.
iterations on the way Guardians move and the way they fight come off of that map, and that's a wonderful place to send our community back to. So if you're a fan of the Crucible, there's also new things to engage with. Something for everyone. Yep. And of course, we will be watching, we'll be listening, and this conversation will continue. I
Yeah,
think,
Rusted Lands is a
we're being
D1 map.
extremely interactive
Probably one of
with
my
how
favorite
we
ones,
react
too.
to the players these days.
We're trying. Yeah.
The developers are reacting, the game is reacting, even the characters in the world are reacting. So we'll continue that rolling.
Indeed.
All right. Thank you so much. I think it's time
Indeed.
now
Did he
to
just
see the
meme?
Sundial in
He
action.
might have.
And for that, we need to introduce you to the fire team that we have assembled right here, live on set. And welcome to the show, Cosmo.
Hey, Deej.
Thanks for
Sounds
bringing
so
together
excited.
a group of people to take on the Cabal in this new activity. Who do you have assembled in your fighting
Indeed.
party today?
Well, we're ready to go. To my left is Alexandra from the player support team. To my right is Eric, who is an investment test engineer, works on Season of the Dawn. And then across from me is Doug, who is an animator, works on a lot of the emotes that you see.
I think he said
Mitch
Doug.
is another investment test engineer. And
But I
then
thought I
John
heard
is
duck.
a test engineer. And we're ready to go and take on the Sundial.
Well, you all look fabulous, but show me your
She-
Guardians.
she looks
Let's take a look at
suspiciously
how
like
you are dressed for the
T-Rex.
occasion. Look at that. Lots of new gear to add to your collection.
Maybe they did say Doug. I don't know.
Using our developer tools, we can have this God's Eye floating through the space. You can see the gear that every player of Destiny 2 can earn as part of Season of Dawn. And then if you're a holder of the Season Pass, obviously in the premium track,
so
you can
good.
earn these ornaments. Very Saint 14 inspired. Everyone's a knight in shining armor, and can't wait to make my warlock look that unflinchingly noble. So thanks for the preview.
Love it.
Before we actually activate
Those look
the
really
activity,
fucking
I
good.
would like to introduce you to two more developers.
I cannot
who
wait
have
to mix and
braved
match
the hot
that,
seats.
too.
I'm here with Tim and Matt, and you guys worked to
Oh,
actually
that-
create this new activity.
that weapon was a sniper,
refresh
by the way. It was on their
destinations.
back.
But in your own words, please
Thanks,
tell
Bass.
our audience what your contribution was to Season of Dawn.
Personally, I was responsible for doing a lot of the visual effects and stuff like that. But like with our team, like we're able to collaborate all together to build this beautiful experience. And without the help of Matt,
Calm down, dude. You're good.
We're able to
You're
get
fine.
something really engaging as well.
I am.
I think he's nervous.
And with the help of
When I get nervous, I talk really fast, too.
Make a really cool experience for you. I worked on activity structure and counter design. Your overall experience as you go through encounters and interact with the
Yeah,
mechanics.
he was talking
and
really
moment to
fast,
moment,
but
what you're
might be nerves.
shooting in the face.
I have the same thing when I get like really nervous.
That's what we've always been at war with the Cabal.
We have, whether we wanted it.
And yeah, that's why I'm not mad about it. Like, they're not camera trained. These are just developers, man. I'm just happy they're here.
Let's go ahead and check in with our fire team. We're going
That's
to
how
lay
I
down
feel,
some
at least.
developer commentary while they shoot those things in the face.
Why do you have
Cosmo,
a-
you are
wait.
prepared to
What was that
begin
G?
this activity. First thing that we can notice
Can
here
you
is
like
that we have a new
match
landing zone
someone
for the Sundial.
else's emotes?
And talk to me a little bit about the inspirations and the design.
Because over the
motivations that
person
went
emoting,
into
what if you can
breathing some
sync
new
your
life into
emotes?
Mercury?
Then
That'd be
Mercury,
so
like,
cool!
We had this really good
Sorry.
opportunity from narrative to like really clash all these different timelines. You got like past, you got present, you got future, and like as artists, like we wanted to like see all of these assets again. So like we just like figure out how to make this like as epic and as beautiful as possible. And then like suddenly we had the idea like, why don't we just put all of them all together? And it was daunting. It was really scary because like there's a lot of technical challenges. We had to like go around with like lighting. We had to go around with world art and just like over and over again to like make sure they actually got it all working with these giant time walls and everything. But in the end, like
And
it
that
was
melee
worth
does
it.
come
Like,
back
I'm
fast,
really
man.
proud of the work we were able to do.
So we're going to be fighting our way up this slope here.
Yeah.
Matt, the sundial is sort of emerging in the distance. This is Osiris's device that he can use to sort of control the corridors of time, all the alternate realities. What were some of the themes and what were some of the different motivations?
melee
that
seems
we
to do decent
embraced as we
damage.
created this new action for the player.
Once we learned where we were going on the narrative front, Jonto, I'm so sorry, but it was obviously time cops stopping time crimes.
Time cops stopping time crimes.
Time
Yeah,
crimes.
you see players here. They just engaged with one of our new Cabal champions.
Right, and so here is this enormous device.
Thanks.
What were some of the different inspirations for creating this new structure? It's pretty daunting.
So for Sundial, like we had to make this crazy time machine. Like it's super dangerous, like it's trying to borrow a lot from this like Vex tech, and then like Osiris, this.
I assume if you jump up, you get
arcane
squished.
person's like, I got an idea, and he's built this crazy thing. So like we had to mix like a lot of these structures of like this really cool visual effects language that we have for Vex, a lot of grids and stuff, and then try to immerse like some of the really like instrumental like technical stuff that Osiris has, which is like more inspired from the 18th century like nautical instruments and stuff, and then like we just built it and like it looks great. I love it.
This is awesome.
Like we have
I
stuff
love
in
how
other
you can
activities, so
seamlessly
we can
transition to like a
always
different
that's on the
timeline.
encounter. And it looks like they're in the future counter here.
I love this one.
Yeah.
So they step through an
Bombardment. So there's
aperture
this
into a different
containment.
alternate
No,
reality,
chromatic
into a different
Centurion.
timeline. And
This is what
Probably
could come
drops
to
orbs
pass.
then, right?
pardon me?
This is what could come to pass.
What could come to pass if we are not victorious? And when they
Drops the
activate
ball.
this activity and they step through that window, they're not entirely certain what
threw
they're
it.
going to get. Like this
So
can be different combinations of timelines.
do you use
It's
it to
gonna be
break that
different every
shield?
time they access the activity, yeah?
Yes, and the activity
Got it.
bosses will evolve. They will week to week they'll roll out a new one, and there's some surprises I really
Combine a
wish I
little bit
could
of
talk
raid
about.
mechanic there.
I really wish I could talk about, but I'm super excited for players to find out what it is.
And
As the season rolls on.
And
I'm
to your
excited
point,
too,
week
my
over week,
friend.
there will be different bosses for them to face at the end of this activity. Our enemies have some tricks up their sleeves that will be revealed and understood over time. So your first experience with the Sundial will certainly not be like your last experience with the Sundial, and it'll be a varied experience. So
And the activity can't. You'll always complete it. It doesn't matter who you matchmake with.
So
And
it's
if
very similar to like
players,
Menagerie,
find
which
themselves with you, they'll still be able to complete the, especially UD.
we'll see how that works out. But I don't buy the whole. It'll be different every time. Because Menagerie wasn't either. Like there was a
So yeah, the
max
whole
number of
goal-
things until it
one
felt
of
the same.
The goals for when we set this up is
We'll
it's
see.
not a traditional horde mode. There are mechanics in here, and you'll find that there's a lot of different strategies you can incorporate in order to get through the activity and earn your rewards as fast as possible.
yeah, okay.
And when hard mode comes out,
I'm sure Deej didn't mean it that way, but that sounded really passive aggressive.
Leveled up
Yeah,
the
okay.
artifact and gotten better
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
mods to
I believe you.
use against
So
the
point of order, the Sundial is a 6-player match-made activity.
Right.
I can bring a pre-made 6-player fire team if I want. Obviously, a team that can communicate with each other and coordinate with each other can complete this activity.
Oh,
more
when you throw
efficiently,
down
more
the
quickly,
orb, it
get to
shoots a
that loot
giant.
at the
Oh,
end.
that's
But
rad.
in terms of hard mode,
Shoots like a
that
solar
does
spire out of the
require
ground. I
a
didn't notice that
pre-made
the first
fire
time.
Yes.
Okay.
You're gonna.
Just want to set those expectations appropriately
Also,
for our community.
that's
we
a
got
cool
some,
fusion rifle.
Some big bad bosses here.
Say, he said horde mode, not hard mode. From what
One of the
I think he
challenges we
said.
have to figure out for this particular encounter is that like we have to like be able to throw this ball like.
Oh, maybe it is like a hammer of dawn. I didn't think about that. Maybe it's coming from the sky.
In there. But like one of the difficulties is that you're looking at this really bright skybox. And
It was hard mode? Ah, my bad.
The sun when you're on Mercury, and that was like
The problems of
I'm glad we got it working.
trying
but,
to put on a show.
We had to iterate a lot on that one.
with another show at the same time.
So talk to me about what the players are doing
Thanks for
right
correcting
now.
me,
They're picking up
chat.
these charges. How exactly are they using these to overcome the tactical
So
conditions
in this
here?
possible future, the Cabal have won. They've learned to potentially weaponize the light, and they have all their ships just in orbit, and.
Oh, and
you're
so the relics you
basically,
pick up are the
thematically
center.
just basically saying, stop hitting yourself.
Oh, that's so rad!
Beacons. He's like,
Oh, that's so
really
cool.
I went up to John, so I'm like, can we get a line that says, "Idiots, turn off the laser"? It's just cracking me up.
Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
There might be a random chance, guys. I don't know, but
That's awesome. Nice rocket.
entertainment,
Also,
really.
really
I was in production,
smart
when you first
champion.
came to me like, hey, we got this prototype working. I saw it, I was like, my gosh, how are we gonna pull this off?
I'm gonna blow up the whole goddamn world with this thing. That's the power of fantasy here.
The Sundial itself, it looks like a very dangerous thing. It looks like the type of thing that your mother would tell you not to play on. And here we're sending 6 people up on that thing to play with time. What were some of the different discoveries that you make along the way through playtest with the Sundial specifically?
Make friends.
That does look like that looks like a
It's so
Falcon
fascinating
punch.
because it was
No,
kinda
that's not a
humbling,
second
and
time.
It just kind of it was a great exercise in just user experience because you spend all this time building encounters, building mechanics, and tweaking things, iterating, and the some of the most fun that we had in playtests and we were noticing is players just like killing themselves. They really just like to entertain themselves by just being murdered over and over and over again. So the Sundial, it probably has some design flaws. Osiris, he was just kind of
Thank you.
In
I
some timelines
appreciate
they die,
that.
In some timelines they make it, You can't control time.
Yeah. Well, we encourage you all
player
to be
base
very
does
careful
like doing that.
As you play on the Sundial.
This is not an
That's the end of
OSHA-approved
the first
structure.
encounter, and there are several more encounters that would lead to the final boss. We will unveil different final bosses week over week, and that's as far as we're going to go with all this today. So we've given you a taste of the new action, the conditions, what's at stake,
What?
what
That's
you have to
everything?
fight with. New champions will require a new artifact. Anything else you want to call out? No,
just
isn't
the whole
accepted.
team. The whole team that
Yeah,
worked
okay.
on this they just brought it.
Yeah.
So I'm super proud of everybody.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we thank you for all your hard work. Everyone at Bungie who worked on this. Pats on the back for everybody. Lots of love in this room. If you're sitting in chat hoping for another, 2 tokens and a blue moment, we're here to rewrite history. So what we're going to do is we're going to enable you to discover the rewards and how all that works. The first loot drops will be for you to earn. Season of Dawn begins on December 10th. And, John Toe, one thing we didn't cover is that you have written a number of different chapters of lore, and we're going to be sharing those on Bungie.net. So if you'd like to read about the stories that we're telling before you start to experience them in the game, starting at the end of this stream, we're going to publish our first chapter of pre-launch web lore to the Bungie blog. Go check it out. And we're going to have another one to publish every day between now and launch. So on Tuesday, the weekly reset will change the game
That'll be
more
fun.
than it does on your standard week. We're really looking forward to you playing Season of Dawn. We thank you very much for tuning into this live stream. No matter which platform, no matter which channel you're using to watch us, we do love getting the community together to receive some new news, and we can't wait to see you again on Mercury. Please watch your step. It's a dangerous place. I'm Deej.
Especially because
thanks to all
there's
of the
a ninja
developers who
blender
played the new activity
in the middle of
or
the
talked about their
entire
work sitting
thing.
in the hot seats. This is the end of our show for today.
Trailer again? Different trailer? Same trailer? Same trailer. I'll watch it through.
You've been busy, guardian. When you slew the Undying Mind, you changed the course of history.
It'd be crazy if they, like, every time they showed this trailer actually was different in, like, some subtle places.
They intend to write a new history, a new ending to the Red War. You're willing to help. You'll need to walk the corridors of time. And you'll need my Sundial to do it. I built it so that an ally of mine could cheat death. I failed to help him, and his death remains my greatest regret. They call
It could be Lemon, or the story, which they don't want to show the story for what the season is.
whoever lived.
You fight like a caged animal.
That headbutt is so good every time I see it.
Triple down. Why, your light is savage.
I like how the barrel extends there, too. It looks so rad.
What? What? Seven column.
Bring the sky down upon them.
I don't know. I don't think Rusted Lanes would only be an elimination map, but who knows, maybe? But that'd be kind of strange, but maybe that'd be a way for them to push players into the activity. I guess real quick, overall opinions. It was short. I definitely wish it was longer, but it kind of fits with the expectation. That the season is going to be shorter, I guess. Because the way Bungie does their live streams is typically they show enough to get you interested, but they try their best not to show you things that they want you to explore. So the majority of this season is us discovering things, and they don't have a lot to show off. But we'll have to wait and see. You know, I'm going to play the content regardless, but it definitely is fitting my expectations of I don't feel like I'm going to be playing a lot past December. But yeah. So let me see if I can pull up the roadmap and stuff. Let me try to see that. But yeah. Anyways, if you are watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. That was the live stream. Hope you don't mind me talking over it occasionally. It's kind of the whole point. And I apologize if I missed stuff. I'm just trying to genuinely show my emotions. I love you. Have a good one.